going to be doing the dumbbell seesaw together today. It's a little bit easier than the banded seesaw in the sense that the dumbbell, we will be working our core against the movement of the dumbbell, but we won't be pulled forward by the dumbbell, right? Like a band is also pulling us forward, so then the muscles on our backside have to work to resist that pull forward. So in this case, with the dumbbell, we don't have that, but it's still an excellent movement. All you need is a dumbbell, probably around 5 to 8 pounds to start with, and we'll do 10 to 15 reps. So you're gonna get your dumbbell, and let me show you from the front first. Your stance, feet about shoulder width apart, toes pointed forward. In this, our standing position, we want to be a little bit bent in the knee and a little bit bent at the hip here too. The reason for that is it's going to have our core muscles work more, and this is a core exercise. So when we go down and come back up, we're not gonna like fully straighten the hips like at the top of a squat. We're gonna kind of keep a little bit of a bend here, okay? With the dumbbell, you're going to hold it out in front of you, both hands clasped around it, somewhere around belly button height or so as our starting position. You want to pull the shoulder blades down and back and think about having a nice broad chest here. So with the dumbbell out in front of us, it would be easy to kind of start rounding and having the whole chest cave in, right? So we want to think about keeping this nice and broad and lifted. So we're here. We have space between the ear and the shoulder, so we're not scrunched up here, right? But we're like this. Now to do the movement, remember that this is pretty much mostly about hinging at the hips as far as the movement of going down and up, okay? So we're here, we want to keep our spine still, so the only reason it moves downward is because of bending here at the hips, okay? So the torso doesn't go down by rounding at the back or anything like that. So, hi, I'm Rizelle. If you're a woman in your over 40s like myself and you'd like to do resistance training, but up to this point have felt kind of overwhelmed, felt like you were doing it wrong and you were going to hurt yourself, I try to create much more detailed tutorials that really break things down for you. Additionally, over on my website, I also have videos about common mistakes that are often made and how to fix those, ways to make the movements easier or harder. If that sounds good to you and you like my style of teaching, come on over to my website at inspirefulwomen.com. We're here, we hinge at the hips. We're gonna bring the dumbbell back between our legs, just as far as you can comfortably go. At this point here, you should feel a nice stretch in the hamstring muscles and the knees may bend a little bit more. Then we're going to come back up by straightening the hips. Remember, we're gonna kind of come leaving a little bit of a crease here at the top. So we're here, we're gonna leave a little bit of a crease, and then we're gonna continue bringing the dumbbell up overhead. Now, only bring the dumbbell up as high overhead as feels comfortable for the shoulder joint, okay? So some of us might have some restrictions with going overhead. That can often be improved in time, but it's not something that you wanna, have a dumbbell and be pushing into pain, okay? So if you have any like tightness or restriction, just come as high as you can. So for you, that might just be here, okay? If you can get fully overhead, great, go ahead and do that. So we hinge down between the legs and back up overhead. It should be just a nice controlled, fluid movement. I feel a lot of activity here in the front of my core, and you should feel on the back of your core as well. So that's the majority of where I feel it, and then I feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings, kind of like a little bonus stretch, okay? So let's go ahead and do a few together. So hands out, but keeping that nice broad chest, hinging at the hips, dumbbell goes between the legs. We come back up, straightening the hips mostly, then hands go overhead. From the front, it would look like this. Now, if you have restrictions in your shoulder joint and it's uncomfortable to go directly overhead, then let's do a few together where we just come more to here at this level, okay? Thanks for being with me today, ladies. Once again, I'm Razel, and if you're a woman in your over 40s like myself, and you'd like to do full-length workouts utilizing these same exercise movements, I create those as well. Over on my website, I have full-length workouts in beautiful outdoor nature settings with chill music. If that sounds like your style, come on over to my website at inspireforwomen.com.